to Sunny Days Podcast.
Welcome.
How are you doing? This is our guest, Abby, and I feel really bad because I do not know her last name. I do. I've read it a million times, but it's not like clicked with me, I don't think. What is your last
Gonzalez.
name? I should have known that.
No, you're good.
All right. I did my homework. It's funny because I try not to read into people's story before we talk to them, just so it's like an honest reaction. You know what I mean? Like, versus like Courtney does, she seems to find everybody and knows most of the details of everything. So
I'm a stalker.
She's the stalker for sure.
So am I. It's okay.
Yeah,
and I have all day.
Yeah, yeah. It's gotten a lot easier these days to stalk people. When we do it now, you know, and that's kind of why we started this, was just because
We're stalkers.
Yeah, the more stalking we did, the more we found that there was just not a lot of information out there.
Yeah.
But you haven't. I know a little bit about it because Kenzie, she told me, she's actually how we connected to you, or how I did, I think. And Courtney probably showed me your story, and I just didn't remember because I'm like, been so sick the last year. But it's an amazing story, and I just want you to know that we're just so glad you've made time. I know you're not feeling well. I know you said you're just feeling a bit nauseous. Actually, I'm feeling nauseous, so we're good. We're nauseous together, and I haven't been able to shake it. This is the longest I've been nauseous, but yeah. So tell us just a little bit about yourself, as like where you're from, and you got a family, I know, and.
I'm from San Antonio, Texas, actually a small town and outside of it. I was born and raised there. I'm 24. I got married 3 years ago when I was 21. So I actually got diagnosed a year after I got married, or 2 years after I got married, and a year after I became a mom. I was always interested in the medical field, so my plan was to either be a PA or sonography tech, just depending. Born and raised in the church as well, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much what defines me, being a mom, wife.
And so you had your, well, I'm sure you'll get into it, but so your daughter's 2? Is that right?
She's 2, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we got 2 boys. They're much older. We're way older than you, just so we can clear the air. You know, I'm 36. We actually did the math last night. We forgot how old Courtney was.
Yeah, I forget every year. I'm like, how old am I?
She says she's 32, but I don't think that's right.
No, I didn't. I'm 34.
Ooh. About time to trade her in for a new model.
Y'all look like y'all are like my age.
You look great. Oh, you're killing it.
No, yeah, you still look like a little baby.
Yeah, yeah. So we got married when we were 18 and 19. So we understand being together. Actually, Thursday is our anniversary. 16 years. So that'd be
happy anniversary.
Thank you. Yes.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
But I mean, you got married young. You had babies young. And then you were pretty much thrown for a loop. So
yeah, let's do Would You Rather.
One.
Let's do Would You Rather. Then I want it because I can't wait to hear your story. But it has to be done. It's my favorite part. Would you rather? So
Colton said you had Would You Rather questions. Yes. Do you?
I do. I don't know if they're great, but
no, they're gonna be. Listen,
I feel like mine suck really bad all the time.
I'm excited.
Well, you also see what he deals with. So, would you rather deal with the constant nausea or the bone pain that comes from chemo and biopsies?
So, that's a funny question because I don't know that I've ever experienced like the only pain I've ever experienced is like during the biopsy, and then like just kind of that sore spot after. But like with leukemia in general, I've never, that I recall, had the bone pain.
Really?
Like, you know, a lot of people say like, that I know of. Now, when I first was induced or diagnosed during my induction round, I had a lot of leukemia, like 89% blast. And so I was pretty sick then. And there's a possibility that I had experienced that, just didn't really know what it was. But so with the nausea, man, it's terrible. So I'll say bone pain. That's kind of cheating because I don't know. What would you like? What is your?
When I had it, I thought it was like growing pains. Like I was getting taller at like 21. But it was like extreme bone pain though. Like it would
Mm.
keep me up at night.
Oh my
Oof.
goodness. So
Like
you do
that's what
not.
it felt like great growth spurts, I guess.
Okay.
Ooh, see, that would suck though. That seems like it would be, especially if it was bad, bad, you know?
Hmm.
At least they have medication for nausea, right?
I mean, I feel like I would say nausea. But
Ugh, I don't know. Okay. I'm sticking with my answer. I'm going bone pain. Do you have another one or was that it?
No, I have another one. Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather have a nurse who always misses your veins
Uh,
or one who turns on all of the lights at like 3 a.m. labs?
oh, that's a
oh
good
my
one. I
gosh,
like that one because that is like legit.
Yeah.
that is like you want to get up and fight someone.
Yeah, and it wakes you up too, right? As like the caregiver.
That's
Yeah.
a really good one because we spent so much, you know.
Well, but just being there, I'm like, are you serious? You just fell asleep an hour ago. Like
I
Yeah,
yeah.
we got
know.
That's a
ways.
good would you rather
That's really hard,
question.
actually. I'm
Yeah.
trying to, man, I get to the point sometimes where I'm not getting enough sleep and I feel way sicker than I should, you know, like,
Mhm.
so I'm going to have to go, but I've had my vein blown. And then if they try to hit me a second time and then miss it again, I pass out. So I don't think I want to do that. So I'm going to have to go the light one, but that's just because I'm kind of weak and I'll pass out. So yeah, I'm gonna do the lights. I'll be an eye mask on and never know.
Yeah. I'd say the lights too.
What would you do?
Yeah, I did the lights too.
Yeah. But that light nurse is the worst, and I always wanted to be safe.
Yeah.
They're the worst. Keep the lights out and figure it out. Get a headlamp. I don't know.
I got one of those projector lights, colorful lights, so they never really turn on the lights. Like towards the end when I knew what to do.
Yeah.
See, look, you need to invent something for hospitals for cancer patients and give them.
Yeah.
Got all the experience now.
I actually have an idea. Let me see what you think. So there's like on your, like when they come in to get labs or whatever, and they stick, well, for me, they stick everything on me, like the flushes, the wipes,
Mhm.
whatever they use me as a table. So I'm thinking we should invent a table that attaches to the IV pole, like magnetic, real strong or something. They can just,
Or it just flops over
or it just
from the
flops
side
over,
of the bed.
right?
Yeah.
Now we're rich. Just get
I
one
forgot
hospital.
about that.
Yeah, they just set it all on
Mhm.
top of me. I'm like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
I actually saw an invention the other day. I guess they had someone in their family who was pretty sick for a while and they had to be in the hospital and they invented these things and the only way, the toe separators, like when you have to paint your toenails or something,
Mhm.
that's like what it reminds me of, but it basically clamps on the side of the bed and it holds all the cords.
That's a
So
great
your
idea.
cords don't get mixed up or like your IV and things like that. So I was like, well, they're going to be
I
rich
do
now.
like that.
Well, we thank you. Your would you rather questions were fantastic.
Yep.
They were great. I like the cancer edition ones. I hate to
Yeah.
even say, like, I'm always like, cancer, maybe I don't have it anymore. So we'll just say,
Yeah, I try not to like speak it into
I'm weird.
existence.
I'm weird about it. I'm like,
Mhm.
I do have some friends I make some pretty dark jokes with, like about having cancer. So I'm like, oh, I'm probably not going to say that anymore because, kind of trying to keep that
Nobody
bad.
laughs at them though whenever I
No,
say it.
I have very few people that will laugh, but a
Uh-huh.
lot of times they tell me they're like, okay, you got to stop that.
They're like, we don't know how to feel about
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah. But it helps,
Understandable.
keeps you from crying, right?
Yeah,
Make a couple jokes.
I
Well, cool.
agree.
Let's hear your story. Like, I just start in your own way. No, there's no going too long or whatever. Because yours, I do know, is a bit more complex. But put in there like your diagnosis, like your mutation. I always want people to know, like, just in case there's somebody that might have the same one and they kind of relate. But let's hear it.
Mhm. So I was married for a year. I was 21. Um, and towards my daughter's first birthday, so like 11 months, 10 months, I had just started a new job. I worked in fraud in a bank, and this job would have like an uphill to walk from the parking lot. And then I would be a pretty active mom, like, so when I started to lose my breath going up that hill, I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, I don't think I'm that out of shape. So I started running. And then when I was running, I would like feel like I'm gonna pass out. And that happened for like a month, and I just kind of pushed it off. And then I got the flu, supposedly. And after like a month of having the flu, I would go to the hospital twice, and they would just say to like take antibiotics or do this and do that. And I would be rushing home from the hospital because I needed to go feed my family and take care of my daughter. My head was just kind of like everywhere. I was trying to work and be a mom and all of this
Sure.
stuff. And I was new to it. So I just thought it was how it is. Like I thought I was supposed to be tired. I thought I was supposed to be sick all the time. And
Mm.
um, so after that, um, then came my daughter's first birthday. We went to my husband's small town in Fort Worth, Texas, and that entire weekend we were there, I had a fever. I was throwing up blood.
Oh my gosh.
I felt like I was going to pass out just walking a long time. So we had a 5-hour drive back home, and um, the entire time I felt like I was dying. And for me, I was like, I'm just being dramatic. Like, I can push through, I can go to work the next day. Like, I kind of just pushed myself off because to me, I didn't think it was anything. Like, I was healthy, I had just given birth. Um, then the next day comes, and I just keep throwing up. Like, when we get home, I'm throwing up blood constantly. I told my husband I'm going to pass out. Like, my whole body is hot. And I'm just going to go to the hospital. I'll be back for dinner time because give my daughter a bath and do all of my responsibilities. And I go to the hospital, and they don't tell me anything really. They just say they want to keep me. And I hope I'm not being too confusing here.
No,
No.
I totally understand. So you went to the hospital, and it sounds like they're kind of on to.
Yeah, they didn't tell me what was going on. They just took my labs and said they were going to keep me. And they initially thought it was sepsis towards the end.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so they said that they thought I was dying,
My gosh.
that I had an infection, and it could have been sepsis. So I stayed the night in the ER for a few days by myself because I thought, get antibiotics and leave. But then they put me on the oncology floor, and which confused me because I was like, I didn't even know what oncology was. Like, I did not know anything about cancer, honestly. And there they said, you have COVID, you have an infection. They automatically put me like on a oxygen. And then my oncologist at the time comes, and he's like, so I think you have leukemia. And I was like, is that like brain cancer? Or like, I did not know what leukemia was. And so my family starts freaking out, and I'm like, in the back of my head, I knew how I felt, and I knew I was so sick to the point that I knew it was leukemia. Like, it had to be because I had never felt that way before.
Right.
But my family was like, no, like the doctors are wrong. Don't believe everything they say, just like pray and don't think the worst. And like, I just tried to like hear them out and not tell them like I know what I'm feeling and I know what it is, because they're like, just wait for the biopsy, like you'll be fine. And they all really believe that. And to me, I just knew. And a few days later he said, it's acute myeloid leukemia. You have 85% of blasts. And you have to like get started with induction chemo 7+3 right away because
Jeez.
you have multiple mutation genes. And to me, this was like a different language. I have no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, and I just kind of felt like I was dying. So I was just like, okay, we'll do whatever we need. And so it turns out I was diagnosed with about 8 different mutation genes. I had the IDH2, NPM1 gene,
Okay.
the IDH2, I think they call it FLT3 or the FLT3. I don't know the rest. There's a lot.
Did they say to say? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did they happen to say which one was the driving factor? like the way they described it to me is like, and maybe it was all of them, I don't know. But like for me, mine was in version 16 was like the trunk of the tree. And then some, you know, the other ones are just kind of like maybe small branches that don't really affect me.
I think at the time it was IDH2.
Okay. And then, cause I know you're dealing with something now, but we'll get to that. I'm curious. So you had they told you your mutation. It's funny. Everybody's story has really kind of been like mine, I guess. I mean, your diagnosis is kind of wild. Like, oh yeah, we're going to have to get you in here. Versus they didn't give me like boom, 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 boom. But like I'm hiking in Alaska. Next thing I know, like I'm in the hospital for 35 days or whatever. That's wild that you had so much space.
Yeah. You were sick for, it sounds like a long time. That's
wild. Like, do you know how many?
You were not. Colton was, I think he experienced like a little bit of sickness for about 2 weeks, but he didn't really start running fever and feeling bad until about a week before.
Yeah. It was rough.
Yeah.
That's just, it's so different. It's wild how different. And then, you know, my mutation is considered favorable, yet, you know, something I've been thinking about lately. You know, mine is favorable, yet I'm still having to get a stem cell transplant. So, I mean, how favorable is it?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. And so I think you're getting where maybe you started. Did you go to the hospital, I guess, pretty immediately after he called?
Yes. So I never was one to go to the hospital. Like, I didn't think I needed to. Like, when I had the flu, was what they told me at first. They wanted to keep me for further testing, but in my head, I was like, you don't need me. Like, I'm fine. Like, I just kept telling myself I'm fine. Like, I could have caught it way earlier, but it was my fault that I didn't. Yeah.
So did they diagnosed you and then they sent you home?
They diagnosed me and I never went home.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's saying she probably, it sounds like, could have caught it a little sooner had she stayed at the hospital. Maybe.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
So she had the flu, but also leukemia, and they didn't do the blood work for it because she.
Okay.
Because I decided to leave, and that was my fault. I didn't.
To stay for the flu.
I mean, whoever thinks it's like cancer, like.
You don't.
No,
Colton was mad that he had to go. So yeah, I don't think. I don't think you can say it's your fault or like what could you have done differently because.
Who thinks at 21 you get leukemia?
Yeah, you're so young. That's not what's on your radar.
No.
But
definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they caught it and I was in the hospital for about 40 days. Since I had COVID and like close to sepsis, I was on the oxygen tube. I was in a room that nurses had to gown up completely, like N95 mask. So I wasn't able to see anyone, and it was like pretty strict. So it was like I was isolated I wasn't allowed to walk the hallways. I just had to heal from my COVID and then get 7+3, which is what I started with. Where you are connected to the pole 24/7, and so you can't take a shower without. They didn't let me take a shower for like the whole week. They made me do wipe downs. It was worst thing ever. But so they got that settled in. So that 7+3 was okay. Normal chemo symptoms. And then my doctor did 3 weeks in the hospital and 3 weeks out. So I would go home for 3 weeks, let my body heal from the chemo, let my counts recover. And then I would go in again for maintenance chemo. So the maintenance chemo the second time was fine. Then comes my third time of going to the hospital, so my second maintenance chemo. And I don't know if you know, but I'm sure you do, but they ask women if they want to preserve their eggs. And at the time, we decided no, because first of all, it's expensive. Insurance doesn't cover it. And it doesn't. You have to pay out of pocket. And that wasn't really the main concern. I'm sorry.
How much? I'm sorry, how much was it? Because the reason I'm down on insurance right now, I want to know I hate them. But is it just like crazy expensive?
Honestly, I didn't check. I do know it's a few $1,000s for sure.
God, that's terrible.
Yeah, and I think you have to it's a continuous payment. Like they're preserved.
Yes. Yes. And like at the time we were just trying to like save my life.
Mm-hmm.
We had
Right.
no thought of the future, just what we're
No.
deciding then now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so 7+3 is supposed to kill your reproductive system and like completely kill your eggs and everything. So I'm supposed to be infertile, supposedly. And the third maintenance chemo comes around, and before they start it, they do a pregnancy test, and they find out I'm pregnant, and which was insane because I'm not supposed to be fertile,
Right.
Right.
and I'm supposed to get chemo right now. Like I'm dying, and I'm pregnant. Like what's next? Um, so they didn't like even tell me much. They just sent me to sonogram, and they couldn't tell me anything a few days after because I guess they were trying to decide what to do next with me.
Wow.
Um, so we went to the sonogram, and it turns out I was like almost 6 weeks pregnant. And they told me if you're going to live, you need to do chemo, but we cannot do chemo while you're pregnant. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, so what are my options? They said that I would have to lose the baby, um, and then get chemo, or I can stay pregnant and then me and the baby just die.
Oh, wow.
So
Those are options, right? That's not much of an option, is it?
That's
yeah,
why.
That's just like, wow. I'm sorry.
That's
First of all,
That's wild that, and for you to be 6 weeks along, and because you said that you were home for 3 weeks and then they did another test. That's crazy, and I can't imagine difficult.
man.
yeah, I think that was probably the hardest of like everything I've been through. Just because I was one of those girls that grew up and was like, I'm gonna have 4 kids and big yard of family, and I was like, oh my
Right.
God, I'm pregnant, and then I was like, oh shoot, like like
Oh, I'm
I can't
sorry.
keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty hard, but it turns out, so obviously I feel like anybody would decide to like if the baby's not gonna make it either way, like we chose to save my life.
Sure.
Right.
And
As you,
so
yeah, your daughter.
yeah, exactly, I had to be there for the daughter I did have.
Right.
Right.
So they gave me some pills, and that
Hmm.
that was like after a week of trying to get approval from states because it's like
Mm.
very strict in Texas, of
Sure.
course.
Yeah.
And that time was like the most painful pain I had ever been through.
Really?
The worst cramps. It was just, and then hard emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my blasts were going up too. Like my cancer was coming back, or the cancer was coming back.
Mm.
So it
Ugh.
was like they were trying to hurry, and it just was. It turned out the pills weren't working after they did another sonogram. Like it was still there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So they made me go through a procedure. I did have to have a DNC,
Hmm.
which was very, very hard decision to make.
Yeah.
I understand.
So, sorry, I just blanked out.
No, you're
No,
okay.
you're
Yeah. So
okay.
you got the DNC, and then
Yeah, so I didn't get the DNC. They ended up just putting me on like multiple forms of birth control to make sure I don't get pregnant again
Mm-hmm.
because they
oh,
don't know if I'm fertile or not. And they don't really have time to check.
Mm-hmm.
right.
So, the baby passed away at like 8 weeks.
Goodness.
So right after the DNC, they started me on chemo.
Wow.
And yeah, so that was a lot. It was a longer stay than usual, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. That's just like, first of all, it's just, I
Yeah,
can't imagine,
that's yeah.
I haven't gone through anything like that. And, it's funny you say it's the last, I didn't even, luckily we didn't plan on having any more kids. So that,
Mhm.
but they did tell me like, I don't know, sometime later that I couldn't have any kids if I wanted to. And that wasn't something brought to my attention.
Yeah. And I'm sure it was something like on the paper because, you have to give your consent to
Yeah.
receive chemo, but nobody ever said it out loud. But Colton had already had a vasectomy. So
Yeah.
we, it was not in our plan to have more
But
kids.
still,
But we actually didn't find out until we got to Nashville. Like we just kind of assumed. But again, it wasn't on our radar. And then when he actually got here to Nashville before the transplant is the first time someone had said it. And it it wasn't something that even registered to me. And so after we left, me and Colton talked about it and we're like, that's wild. Like,
Nobody
I can't
said
imagine,
anything.
being someone who hasn't had kids.
Yeah.
But the scenario that you're in is just, that is
real.
insane. And I keep thinking, I don't want to get too far off track or make it just about what I'm saying. But I joke a lot with Colton and we talk about, okay, well, when we finally get past this, when we can put this behind us, like then we'll process all the trauma. Yeah. But that is insane. Like that's crazy. And I can't imagine what that must have been like for you to find that out, have to go through that, because as a mother, and I'm sure you can agree, like your first thought is, I'm going to, I've got to save my kids. What can I do for my kids? Right. But ultimately you do have a daughter that you have to live for. Right. And so I think you made the best decision you could have for yourself. And there's not many options that are given to you in that space anyways. But thank you for sharing that with us. So, because I know that's probably difficult and you are still processing it. So I know that's difficult, just to share in general. But
I don't think there's one person that alive that would say you shouldn't have done that. I mean, just they put your back against the wall, really. I mean, cancer doesn't really care about anybody.
No,
it doesn't.
It levels the playing field.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
doesn't matter if you're healthy or not. I mean, it's just, that's tough. That's just tough. Like right there, and I know some of your story. I know you haven't even gotten to the tough stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's difficult. So that's just a wild ride that I tell everybody this, they're like, well, how is it? I was like, it's just a wild ride, and I'm thinking.
And women go through that procedure and they have a recovery period. So to know that you went through all of that, and then you're still mentally, emotionally trying to process it, physically processing it, and then they immediately have to start you on chemo.
That's wild.
So, but that's where we're at. So you're starting your chemo after your procedure.
So after that second maintenance chemo, I go home for 3 weeks, and after the first week, I start having fevers. And again, like I'm still trying to process even having cancer. I did not really pay attention to like what to look out for after chemo. I felt like I was just kind of going through the motions, kind of like numbing out. Yeah. And so I had a fever, I had like coughs, and I was just exhausted, like going upstairs. And I didn't think anything of it for some reason. And truthfully, like the doctor I had in San Antonio, my oncologist, wasn't like my favorite doctor, unfortunately. So I would message him with my symptoms and he wouldn't respond. So then a week goes by and I'm like telling my parents and my husband, because we lived with my parents whenever I got cancer. Like my heart feels weird. Like I felt like my heart was like palpitating, and like it just felt like it was squeezing. And I would tell them and they would call EMS and they would do an EKG on me and they're like, you're fine. Like maybe it's just anxiety. And I was like, oh, maybe it is just anxiety. So then a few days goes by, the last week of my 3 weeks. And again, like I felt like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get a full breath in. And I couldn't, like I thought it was anxiety again. I was like, I think I'm having an anxiety attack again. Can you just call the EMS? They call them, they do an EKG. They're like, you're fine, but if you like have leukemia, you should go to the hospital. And I was like, oh, it's fine. Like I'll be fine. I just didn't like being a burden. I think that was my thing. I didn't like, it just felt like it was too much for my family. But that night, I'm like, okay, well, something's really telling me to go to the hospital. Like, I feel like I can't breathe. So I go to the hospital and it's chemo brain, guys.
No, hey, it's real. I'm not real. Like, I try to explain that to people sometimes. Like, it's just like you're talking and I know everything I'm supposed to be saying. Or like I know the story, but it ain't coming out, and it's a strange.
I'm glad you said that though, because I almost said that earlier. When Cole was
I did too. I thought.
When Colton goes, yeah, you're 32, and I was like, how do you not remember this conversation?
Like it was last night.
No, I swear the chemo brain is real.
It's
Like I'll
horrible.
just, it takes me a while to get on track.
You're
Yeah.
safe here.
You're
It's a safe
safe here.
space. Yes.
Yes.
Thanks for understanding.
No doubt. Did you end up going to the hospital, I suppose?
Yes, my husband takes me, and we were like rushing because I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like the EMS didn't take me because I just didn't want to spend my family's insurance money either. So I was like, you just take me. We left my daughter with my sister, and as soon as I get there, I just remember like kidding around with the nurse, like, oh yeah, like telling her my story. And then at first she was like not super nice. And then I guess like after she took my labs, she started to become like a little bit more nice. And then I go for MRI and CT scan, and nobody's like, I don't know what's wrong, but they don't tell you stuff like right away. Or I guess I don't remember, I don't know. She's just like, okay, we're gonna take you to the ICU. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know what the ICU was at the time. Like I was truly so oblivious to like
Yeah.
everything. And I tell my parents, and they're like 2 hours away somewhere, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna take me to the ICU. And they're like, what? So they make it, it's my parents and my husband in the room in the ER, and they make it just in time. And they're like freaking out, trying to stay by my side. And I'm just there, like, oh, like with IV in my arm. Like I guess I just kind of zoned out most of the time to like save like my mental space, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
And then I end up in the ICU. None of my family could go with me, and I'm alone in my bed. And it's like the waiting room of the ICU, like waiting portion. And I'm like, I walk in with the nurse, and I'm like, why isn't there a shower in here?
Ah.
And I'm like that's weird. Like, how am I gonna take a shower tomorrow? And she's like, oh, it's okay. Like, just lay down. And so I lay down, and the next thing I know, like, I wake up a week later, and
Ugh.
so what happened was I was going through sepsis, like truly sepsis, and before they put me down, I do remember actually the doctor coming in and asking me like, "Do you want to be resuscitated if anything happens?" And I'm like, "Yes." Like, why are you asking me? Like, of course I want to be resuscitated.
Save me.
And like, do you have a DNR? And I'm like, no. And then he asked me, he's like, if it ever comes to it, do you want to be in a medical induced coma, or do you want to try to fight it out through like a CPAP machine, like to help me breathe? And I was like, well, sleeping sounds nice. Like coma sounds good. And, but I still had no idea what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And so I'm asleep this whole week, or I forget everything because I guess they load me up with sedatives and pain medicine.
Right.
So, from what I've know from my family is that they tried the CPAP machine, and the whole time I was like pulling it off, and like I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like I
Yeah, I
get
can see.
very like I feel like I can't breathe a lot for some reason. So I'm like I
Sure.
don't want this in my I don't want air blowing in my
Yeah.
face. I was trying to pull it off, and I was just was not all there. Just being
Uh-huh.
very aggressive is what they said. And so my mom and my husband were both my power of attorneys, POAs. So
Uh-huh.
they
Mm-hmm.
decided to both put me in a medical induced coma just because I wasn't responding to treatment and was being aggressive. And so they put me under. They said that my heart was going through heart failure, and that there was fluid building up in my lungs, and that I
Crazy.
had an infection somewhere that they could not find. So
And look at you though. Look, that's so
That's
I mean, I'm not I do laugh a
no,
lot.
it's okay. I laughed it.
But like that's crazy. Like that's I just and I know it can be this whole thing can be discouraging. And I know, we've had some news at times that bring us down for a little while, but holy crap, I mean, look at you thriving under all these circumstances, and most people wouldn't probably have the fight to, keep fighting. And so, I know we're not through with your story, but that's just something you should be super proud of. And
Yeah.
you're not a burden on anybody. And I know that I do the same thing. Sometimes I'm pretty compliant, with whatever they're doing. But, you take care of yourself, you advocate for yourself, because
yeah.
obviously you knew something was wrong twice
Mhm.
and you were right and, kind of waited. So, keep
Yeah.
advocate for yourself.
I'm over here ready to kick butt.
I know she
You just sent
advocated.
me
I
the
don't
list
have
of
to.
names.
Yeah, but you're killing it, and I just want you to know that is just wild. Like I can't imagine, yeah, and you're not
Yeah,
even
definitely
done.
trust your intuition.
You're not even done yet. So
Yes, I agree. Like, you know in your body when something's not right.
yeah, and sometimes it's hard to explain. I've run
Hmm.
much, and I've always been one to tough it out. Like, hey, I'm
Hmm.
gonna sleep this off, or it may take me a few days, but like I've learned with this specifically, especially stem cell, you just can't. You just got to tell them as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, so when you woke up, how'd that go?
it was horrible. So the entire time I was down, supposedly I was still like I was on and off my sedatives. So I woke up with my wrist like chained to the bed.
Oh my gosh,
Oh no.
Yeah, well, not chains, they're like cuffs,
been
but
really
so it
now.
wasn't that bad.
I know what you mean.
You must have been really aggressive.
Yeah, it was crazy, but what happened during the coma was that so I went under like September 18th, something like that. Um, they found out my it was caused because my oncologist in San Antonio did not check my heart before they started chemo. So
Hmm.
because he didn't check my heart, he didn't see that the chemo that he was giving me was making my heart fail.
uh, where
So
were you?
my
Like, no
I was
offense.
where was I?
Yeah, what is it, like a local hospital, I guess?
Yeah, it was like the one of the biggest hospitals in San Antonio.
Well, it's probably a pretty good hospital. I mean, I guess
Oh,
better than where I
I
went, I'm sure.
I don't
I
know. I'm
thought
pretty angry.
so. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. So my all my ICU doctors were blaming my oncologist, like, why
I'd
would
say,
you do this to her? Why didn't you check her? So I a few days into the coma, my parents felt like I was dying. They they said that they couldn't feel like my spirit in the room anymore. They felt like I
sure,
was just gone.
man.
And my mom set up like a whole worship thing that like church friends came out to, family came out to. So about like almost 100 people came
Oh
out to
wow,
the garden of my hospital while I was under, and they went live and they were all just like singing songs, praying that like I live because the doctors were saying I did not have a good chance in living.
that's awesome.
So yeah, it was crazy. And my dad was holding the phone to my ear like the entire time they were live and singing and praying, just like so that I could
That's
hear it.
Hmm.
And the next day, they said I was doing better, and I woke up a few days after.
awesome. Amen.
That's
Well,
awesome.
that's awesome. God, that's what Courtney and I was talking about that last night. It's like sometimes you just have to lean. I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of a science god. I think they go hand in hand personally. I think that God creates the treatment, through people and stuff like that. But, I think sometimes you just have to, science is saying this. I'm just going to lean on God a lot more or a little more, however you want to look at it. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's really good of your parents. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it,
how was it when you woke up? What's something you remember? Like what was your first thoughts?
I was so confused when I woke up. So I just remember seeing family from like out of town, like different states. They had flown in because of my situation, and I remember seeing them like, "Oh, like what are you doing here? Like, are you visiting?" Because I had
Yeah.
no idea what just happened. Like nobody was telling me that I almost died. My family was talking to the nurses like they knew them forever, and I was like, "What's going on?" And for me, I was way too shocked and like overwhelmed to speak. So I didn't speak for days.
Sure.
Like I was just staring at the screen, and I had like a feeding tube. My feet were like black, um, and
Right.
I was just so confused that I would look at my family, and they would just look at me and cry, and I was just like, "What's going on?" So still, like nobody had told me anything until I looked at my mom's Facebook, and I was like, "Oh, like did this just happen?" And then after, even days after, like it took me a long time to speak
Man,
because
I
I
can
was
see that.
just
Like in
so
shock.
traumatized and shocked. Yeah. And even at that, like I had just gotten a ventilator out, so like my throat, even if I wanted to speak, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and my feet were black because they gave me vasopressors to save my heart. So it takes the blood flow from your lower extremities, like my feet, and it brings them to your heart so your heart can have more blood flow,
Okay.
which my heart needed.
Ah,
So it completely took the blood from my feet.
and so that kind of is that the reason? You carry on. I'm just curious. I'm trying to.
Yeah, no, yeah, that is the reason I had to get an
Okay,
amputation.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Supposedly that happens a lot in sepsis patients, because
So
our heart is dying.
you got sepsis, right? And then they put you
Mhm.
in a medical induced. This is for me. I'm sorry, chemo brain.
Okay.
Sepsis. Then you had the induced coma because your heart was failing because your other doctor doesn't do the job. I'm kidding, but he didn't. And then the medicine they gave you to heal your heart took the blood out of your feet and legs to kind of
Mhm.
give it more to work with. And then, well, how long did it take? Go ahead and explain this part of it a little bit better. How long did you notice like, hey, something's not right, or was it pretty immediate? They're like, hey, your legs aren't looking too good.
It was immediate. Like as soon as I woke up, they were completely black.
Really?
And it was spreading. So they would like draw a line and every day it would spread.
Oh my gosh.
And I would be able to move my toes, but after like every day I would try to move them and they wouldn't move. So
Oh,
you would touch my foot and it would be like rock hard and black.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mhm.
That's wild. Goodness
Yeah.
gracious. Already.
And so
Like I
you
just
did,
I can't imagine
yeah.
all the things that you're trying to process on top of this.
So how long after did they decide they had to, and exactly what did they do?
So it was a long process actually. I tried to save them as much as I could. I tried
Sure.
hyperbaric oxygen therapy. So I was like in a tube just giving me oxygen. Supposedly
Mhm.
that was gonna restore oxygen to my feet, hopefully. I tried walking because they said I wouldn't be able to walk on them, but I tried with my walker as best as I could. So I tried that for like a month or two. Still, like I was still trying to talk to my oncologist, figure out what to do next. But he had no idea. I guess he was scared to treat me after what happened, and I think he kind of like blamed himself a little bit. So he was like, I
Yeah.
don't know what to do. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do. So I just kept trying to get my feet better.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like I get these lumps in my eye and they look like they were like tumors. So I go to my doctor and he's like, you need to go see like an eye doctor. So I go and he's like, I know somebody at MD Anderson in Houston, a cancer hospital. I need you to go see a oncologist for your eyes because I think they're tumors. So in November, he refers me to a doctor at MD Anderson. He looks at my eyes. He's like, you have a bunch of other issues right now. Like I can refer you to an oncologist here for the leukemia.
Yeah. That's better.
So yeah, and so it was really hard. I've heard it's hard to get into MD Anderson, so it's a miracle. Like I'm
Yeah.
glad I got those things in my eyes because
Amen.
otherwise I would not have gotten in.
Yeah.
So I go see my leukemia doctor, and she's like, or my one now, and she's like, yeah, you have been through so much. We need to get you on treatment now because the leukemia had come back even worse, and it
Wow.
was spreading faster, and then my feet were dying. So I was just overall dying when I came to her.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, she was like,
Was
wow,
she
this is
cool
a
about it
serious
though? Like,
case.
did you feel good? Like I know when I came here, I was just like, after I spoke with the doctors, you could tell like
Well, they
we're
feel
in good hands.
confident.
Like
Yeah.
I know this sucks, and there's a lot of numbers you don't want to hear. Or speaking for myself, but at the end of it, I'm like, I'm in the best hands I could be in for me personally, compared to.
Yes.
Did you feel good about it? Like when you
Yeah,
left?
like their confidence really helps. Like the other
I
doctor was like, I don't know what I want to do with you. And I'm like, okay, like, but then I come over here and she's like, I know exactly what to do. We're going to get you better. And
That's
that
awesome.
gives you hope. Like,
telling
Yeah.
you,
maybe I
man.
will
Like,
make it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you will.
Thank you. Yeah, she put me on this trial. So I'm on a trial chemo right now,
Yeah.
Mhm.
specifically for my NPM1 gene.
Okay, so hold on.
So,
You say that. So I hadn't said it, but you did have amputation done due to your legs. Did you do
oh,
that at
yes. Yes, sorry. So I was on a month of the trial chemo at the hospital, and then they were like, okay, we're gonna let your body recover. We're gonna do your amputation before we even think about doing a stem cell transplant. So it was around February,
Wow.
and yeah, so I had a plastic surgeon, orthopedic surgeon, and they were the best. Like I love them to this day.
Yeah.
And it was about a 7 hour surgery. I had to get a BKA, so below the knee amputation. My right leg is a below the knee amputation, and then my left, my toes by that time were literally falling off. They were rock hard and separating from my skin.
It's tough.
So I had to
Good.
get my toes amputated.
Can we, I'm sure you have pictures on your social media. Do you mind? Could we like attach one if I can? I'm sure you like shared. Okay.
Or you
if
can
that's
just send
okay.
us a couple
Yeah,
you're
something that
comfortable
you're
with.
comfortable with. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll.
Because
Yeah.
we have people that we seem to have a lot of people that watch it on YouTube. But that's wild. What was that? How were you processing that? Were you ready for it to be done? Or was it still kind of something you were trying to, and maybe you still haven't, I don't want to assume, but just something you were trying to accept that was going to happen? Or what was that like?
I think from the beginning, I did not want to try like oxygen therapy. Like I wanted the amputation
Okay.
because during that entire time that my feet were dying, I felt them dying. Like it was extremely painful. I was on so much pain medicine just to like
Right.
because I could feel my nerves dying the entire time, and it was painful. Like people would tell me I would just get the amputation if I were you, and I'm like I know, but I wanted to keep holding faith for my family, and maybe I could have been a miracle and could walk again, but
Sure.
I
You
was
are.
honestly so relieved.
I forget you have
Yeah.
them sometimes. To be honest with you, you get around so seamlessly. You know, really. I'm like, oh yeah. You like you'll say something about it on social media. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
I
I want
was
to hear what you,
very
yeah.
thank you. I was very ready. And I think going in with that mindset for the few months of the surgery, I was excited. Like maybe I'm not going to be in pain anymore. Maybe I can
Mm-hmm.
actually like walk again with
Good.
prosthetics.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's still my mindset to this day.
Was
I
the
mean,
after the surgery?
is it what?
Was the recovery tough from the surgery? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. It's breaking up. It was tough. I mean, I had to be in a wheelchair for like 2 months because I couldn't get a prosthetic. I had to be fully healed. So I had to like transfer my bed to the restroom, to the shower, like with no leg, and I did not like asking for help. So I would be bouncing on my heel because I wasn't allowed to use my whole foot because that part, my toes were like where they cut off my toes were still healing. So I'd just be bouncing on my heel. Like I tried as much as I could to do everything by myself,
Mm-hmm.
which was
That probably
probably
helped
made
you.
the healing process
Thinking,
It's
yeah.
not the best quality probably for a person to have to not be able to ask for help, but
I also don't think it's the worst because you're a lot like that too. And I think it
Am I?
keeps you like you just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, that's what I say. When
Yeah.
we're sick, it's a really good thing to. Yeah, I don't need something to keep me motivated.
He's better about it now. But
but that's crazy.
I had to really be like,
did you fall ever? I mean, did you ever have any regrets of like?
I did fall a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, I've fallen like 3, 4 times.
Oh
EMS
no.
would come pick me up.
Did they?
Yeah. I was
Man,
like one of
life.
those people like I fell and I can't get up.
Oh no. Life is funny. You go through this, and then
are you talking about like the commercials? They're like, I've fallen.
Yeah, like the life alert.
You get where it's like you get a lot of people be like, well, you had the amputation and you had stem cell. You're good, right? You're gonna be fine. It's like I saw somebody say, and I think I say this every time, but just because we potentially have some treatment done that could cure you, hopefully it does, it's still, not just physically, you're still physically going through, like I'm day 51 and I'm still having side effects, and you've had your stem cell transplant, and then the way it affected my organs and things that I'm having to try to like allow heal every day. I mean, but you're having to learn to walk, on prosthetics and deal with all this, and not to mention the mental aspect that, like, how rarely we are, or I would say how often we're reminded that we have cancer, or we're dealing with cancer and life threatening. So anyway, it's funny, not funny, but it definitely brings you into like this like reality of, hey, life is fragile, time is, precious, and you just don't worry about I'm speaking for myself. I just don't really get involved in any sort of the small worries of life. It's really on the other, probably the opposite end. I'm feeling a little reckless. Want to do some kind of,
Me too. I think I'm feeling that too. Like, we've been stuck in the hospital for way too long.
What can we do? What you want to sell everything and get on a boat? I saw a guy do it. But I will.
It's starting to rub off on me because I was home last night. I was like, I think I want to go. What is it? Where you jump off the cliff and they have the like this. What is it?
I think it's like base jumping, right?
Yeah, maybe it is. I was like, I want to do it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do this.
We can all do it together because I want to do it too.
Let's go. But I think Matt said it last time we spoke, and he's just, not many people have the perspective that we have on life, and it's just he considered it a blessing, and in some ways I think it is. I don't want to romanticize what we're going through, because let me tell you, this is not for the faint of heart, for the weak by any stretch. But I do appreciate my conversations, with friends and my wife and my kids and more, and I do appreciate the time that we get and things of that nature. So, and even more so hearing your story. I mean, you make mine look like a cakewalk compared to what you've gone through.
It's all so hard.
It is.
It's like our entire life is engulfed in like
it is
treatment.
A job. It's a job. It's a full-time job. Like people, I've had people, you're good, right? I know I just said that, but it's like, no, I'm not anywhere near good. I feel bad all the time. But when did you, I think your next step is you had the stem cell transplant, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And how did that all shake out for you?
So my birthday is May 22nd.
Okay. That's almost my
22nd. So I'm on day 78 or 9 right now. I reach my day 90 next Friday, so that's exciting.
So you're about done? About to graduate?
Almost, yeah.
I hadn't rung one bell. You've rung like 2 bells, and you deserve those bells, but I ain't rung one bell since doing this. Like, when do I get a bell?
When do you get a bell?
I think day 100. I do. I think that's what it. But I was like, when do I supposed to ring this thing? Oh, you'll get to it. I'm like, oh man, I'm ready.
I know. I used to ask all the time, but I don't know. The first time it came back like a week after, and I'm just like, I don't know if it's my good luck or bad luck. I don't know.
Right. So they're fighting your mutation, right? You had your stem cell transplant, and no leukemia. I'm in a similar situation. I think you're just fighting the mutation, correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And
I have the NPM1 mutation still.
That's the only one. And I know they gave you a targeted drug for that?
Yes, I'm still on a clinical trial. I am the only one on the clinical trial. The first one. So that's
really?
a little scary.
One. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And how you feeling?
Guinea pig. Honestly, it's the same drug I was on before transplant, and it's probably the chemo that affects me the less.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and it works really well for my specific mutation gene. Right now, it's barely detectable. So we're hoping this next biopsy, it's like gone. And
what did yours
so
say?
far, it's been good.
Did it say anything? So I always look at the result. Mine would be like negative for mutation, and then it would say, or positive, and then it would give the PCR like 0.00 or whatever. Well, this one was so low, it came back as weak positive. That's exactly what it said. And I'm just curious if...
And it said they couldn't quantify it.
Could not quantify the amount of my mutation. Like, I don't have any leukemia, no leukemia, but I had weak positive for the inversion 16. So they're going to do a biopsy in like 9 days. Not a biopsy, but they're going to do a blood test in 9 days and see if it's still there. They think my graft needed more time. Mm-hmm. Like the stem cells.
But we had never heard of that. Somebody getting
I didn't hear about it until she's...
I think mine's also weak positive. I don't remember exactly what I read, but that sounds familiar. I don't remember the numbers though.
I never said, well, it was no, that means there's no number. I mean, they can't, you're still positive, but they can't quantify it.
Mhm.
So you're the only one doing the clinical trial, right? Or you were the first to start it?
Wow.
Mhm.
That I know that's got to be scary, but that is actually really cool too. Like how cool to be able to say in some capacity that you kind of paved the way for that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Any
That's what I
major
tell
symptoms?
myself too. And I'm like, well, if I die, maybe I contributed it to research somehow.
Amen.
Like,
You're not going to die. Keep it.
No,
Yeah. You're
that's not the
killing it.
goal.
Yeah. You're
yeah.
killing. I say stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
I told my boss, so I had my boss, I just kind of keep them in the loop, hoping they give me my job back when I'm done. I say, well, my life insurance, they dropped me on some of it. So I can't die till I get to work. I have to die at work. I said that to him. And he's, I don't know how he took it, but he was like, ha ha.
He's like, what do I say?
Ha ha. Yeah. Okay. I was like, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, Colton and I tell him all the time, I'm like, I just feel so thankful for all the people who came before because I feel like anything that has been done up to this point, at some time it was a trial, right? It was some sort of
Right.
trial. It was somebody trying it for the first time, doing it for the first time. All the chemos that Colton has been on, the first person to get a stem cell transplant and the thousands that came after that. And
Yeah,
so,
that's a good point.
I say that often. I'm like, I'm so thankful for all the people who did this before so we can get to where we are today. And we obviously have so much more, like our doctors and, medical team has more knowledge now than they did prior.
Yeah.
And,
Mhm.
I think that's such a cool thing that you're doing because I'm sure that they had to ask you. And again, it was probably one of the things it's like, what choice do I have but to do
Right.
it? But you could have said no. I mean, we've talked about this. There are people who say no to stem cell transplants and that blows our mind,
Yeah, I
but
can't imagine.
I think that's an amazing thing that you're doing for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's exciting because I do think about that as well. Like, leukemia was not curable. The stem cell transplant was not a thing just
Right.
a decade ago,
Right.
and it's
I'd be dead.
insane where we're at now. Hmm.
Yeah.
I tell people that all the time. I'm like, if this didn't exist, I'd just be dead, right? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, so go get tested for it and help somebody. Like, I didn't have any perfect matches.
Wow.
And you had your sister, correct? And she
My
was a perfect.
sister is 15. She was 100% match. Yeah.
That's freaking
That's
awesome.
awesome though.
Yeah, I
Which
didn't.
is
It's half.
blessing.
Yeah. Have you had any GF, graft versus host disease?
I did have the stomach one, digestive system.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
I had that one. I had skin issues.
Yeah.
That's gone. But other than that, nothing. Hopefully, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know when you use like a sibling like that, or if I use, like they say with my son, I should have pretty minimal graft versus host disease, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully
That's
that's
awesome.
fine.
So how are you feeling today currently?
I feel much better today. I do my best to stay active. I have a lot of nausea here and there, and I do get tired fast. But other than that, compared to when I was first diagnosed, I feel like a new person.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I have a week left of having to stay in Houston to get treatment. So I'm just hopeful for the future. Physically, I'm okay. Mentally, I feel like I'm at that stage where it's like you're processing everything you've been through. I think that's
Yeah.
where I'm at now.
I'm not there
Well,
yet.
I'm sure it's compared to everything that, I know you guys are still working through the mutation and you're on the clinical trial, but not that this is a cakewalk, but compared to everything that you had done
Yeah.
before, I'm sure
Right.
it does feel like, oh, I can breathe a little bit,
Yeah.
and then, but yeah, we've talked about that, how we feel like when we're not going, when we're not busy, that's when we think about it. So I'm sure that, yeah, you're going to have a lot to process for sure. How do you feel like you process those things? Or are you currently like, I know you said you're starting to.
Hmm. Well, throughout the cancer journey, I've had a therapist.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
My family wanted me to grab one because just you saw how I was. So did have a therapist. I had a psychiatrist. Um, I'm also very big into prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Yeah.
I lean into my family a lot. I am on antidepressants. I've been on antidepressants since last year,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
and I'm actually trying to wean off of them now,
Good for you.
just because I want to be able to. I needed that at the time just to kind of keep
I understand.
going, but now
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
want to be able to process what I've been through the healthy way and not ignore them. So yeah, just therapy, family's a huge support, and prayer.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's awesome that your family advocated for you to, seek out a therapist and those things. And I think that's awesome that you're trying to wean yourself off of them, but also awesome that you knew that you had a tool to use, because
Yeah.
I do believe personally that those things are there to be used as a tool.
Mhm.
And that years ago, like I've been on anxiety medications and antidepressants, and that was something that I went through. Obviously, totally not comparable what you went through, but it was something that I learned. Okay, I've got to. Was a tool I've used. I've learned some skills to help me work through it, and now it's time to start tapering off of these. So, yeah, I think that I did feel like after I tapered off, it kind of opened the gates for some things. So I'm
Mhm.
sure you'll be, processing some emotions as they come and stuff like that. But that's amazing, though. And it does seem like you have a really good support system with you. Your family seems super supportive. And yeah, we lean into our faith a lot too.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
it's definitely, it puts that into action, right? It's more than just words.
Yeah.
Because people say that, they'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, just trust God," and it's like, no, like I'm really having
We're
to put
really
in the
trusting
work.
God.
I don't know if that's something you've experienced,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
I've even heard, like, unfortunately, I've heard the bad part of it where it's like people say that I got cancer for something I did, or
Oh, we've had all
Yeah.
kinds of.
Oh man.
Somebody told me that if I'd have come, so we full transparency, we grew up Pentecostal
no way.
of
That's
our
Yeah.
me.
life.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we currently go to like uh, a non-denominational church, and it just we felt like it was best for us. Not no knock on the Pentecostal faith, but if you've been in the Pentecostal faith, you do realize how it's pretty. They'll say some things. You'll get like the older people or whatever, and yeah, we had a guy's like, if you come back,
There's some cutthroat people.
if you come back to our church, and start living for God,
Within the same week he was
yeah,
diagnosed.
I'm like, look, man,
Yeah.
we're happy where we're at. It's
I'm like,
nothing.
this has nothing to do with
Yeah,
that. God doesn't work that way.
I don't believe he
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Um,
So we've seen both.
yeah.
But yeah, it's been a wild ride. People say some mean things, but you just they're just not happy with themselves.
Yeah, it was very insensitive and like saddening to hear when you're going through that. Because, I mean, you
Yeah.
honestly don't need any words. You just need people to be there, like,
Right.
Right. That's a
in my
good point.
opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because we
And
don't often know what to say, and
mhm,
maybe they don't need to say anything.
yeah. And that's what, like, my husband has done for me. My mom has been, they've both been my rock. Um, it's hard for friends to be there because I know they don't want to, like, they don't know what to say, but I tell them all the time, like, I need a distraction. I just need you to be next to me. If I'm napping, like, I need you to be right next to me because I don't even know what to say about this. I don't even know what to think.
Yeah.
But
And
what I told myself, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just said you're still you too. So, still need
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
And I feel like people kind of like thought that it kind of changed me in a way. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird, but it's just hard going through an illness, especially at this young age and like starting a family. And it's hard in general, but
Yeah,
it's
that is
been
a
a
weird,
wild ride.
No,
it's a
yeah.
weird
You've
time
had a wild
to
ride.
like, yeah, yours was way more wilder than most. But yeah, it's a weird, you're trying to establish yourself as, a family and an adult. I'm not saying you weren't an adult before, but there's a lot more adulting that comes along with marriage and kids than it does when you're just chilling. But
Thought I was done.
but yeah, you are an inspiration. I think you should know that. I'm sure you hear it from everybody, but I really want you to, like, coming from one cancer patient to another, I really think that you're strong. Your story is inspiring. I hate that you've had to go through it, any of it. But try to use it for good, and allow yourself some grace. It's okay if you're tired one day, but be happy as you can. It's going to be, I'm sure I'll reach the processing stage at some point, but I have not, to me, I'm just trying to, like you said, push through, and hopefully the finish line's, more 50 more days, whatever it is, but you're doing great. Yeah, man, it has. It's not been that bad. I can tell I don't sleep as well because I'm just like, I don't have anything to do. So I'm kind of not as tired, but yeah, you're an inspiration. You need to know that. And sometimes you may not want to give yourself that compliment, but I'm telling you that you should, be proud of yourself, of how far you've come. And, your daughter has got a mom now, and going to have one for the foreseeable future. So,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we're,
we're almost there.
Yes. Yeah. We're just a small platform. Do we even have a platform? I don't know. But I definitely think your story should be out there. That's the things that you've been through and that you're having to process. Just, finding out at such a young age, you have leukemia, you have a daughter, think you're infertile, then you find out you're pregnant, and then it's the choices that you have to make, and then your amputations you're going through. And that's hard for anyone. It's not this isn't me like saying, it would be any different for a man, but to be a woman and have to go through all those things too. Right. And because our body's already changing, with pregnancy, and then, still in your early 20s, those things are happening. So yeah, I can't imagine having to, it's because this isn't normal life anymore.
No.
Like people say, oh, you'll get back to normal, but truly your life has changed forever on top of all the things you thought you may be going,
right. No, it is. It's
normal life, and then the cancer life, and then you're merging these two things on top of having a daughter. How has as far as just having your daughter, has your perspective changed on anything as far as that goes, or what's your relationship like with her? I'd love to hear a little bit about that.
So, my daughter is like my entire world. Like, I found out about her being a girl and I was like, oh my God, my best friend. But I truly think if I didn't have my daughter, I would have given up a long time ago.
I feel, yeah.
I wasn't allowed to see her for months. And that was after spending every day with her. And I think that's what got me the most throughout, like, chemo, hospital stays. I just wasn't allowed to see her. So right. Just seeing her face again pushed me to keep going. It pushed me out of the coma, because I specifically remember when I was in the coma, like, I was having all these crazy dreams, and I felt like I had died already. Like, in my head I died, or in my spirit, or whatever. And then I remembered, like, I have a daughter, like, I need to get back to her. And then I woke up, and she's just what pushes me to keep going every day. She keeps me active. Her name is Sophia Joy. Her middle name is Joy, because that was intentional, because she's just...
Sure.
She was my joy whenever I found out I was pregnant with her. She's awesome. 2 and 3 months now. She's going through the toddler stage, and I'm going through it with her. So going through it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful. Like, I pray for nothing less. So
yeah.
Sounds like you're a great mom. You're doing a great job.
Yeah. Those terrible twos or something.
Yeah. They're real.
I always said I felt like mine skipped the terrible twos and were like terrifying threes or something.
Yeah.
No, don't scare me. He doesn't get better at 3, you're saying.
But I mean, my kid, I feel like it's different when you have your own kids, Like, versus taking care of someone else's kid. And when it's yours, it's different. And yeah, we talk about my youngest had a big temper. My first was honestly just an angel baby. He was so easygoing. But my second, he was wild. There's only 14 months in between them, so they were back to back.
Yeah.
And he was a rager. I have so many pictures of him just and we were very, we were young. And so
at your age.
Yeah, and so I'm laughing. I'm taking a picture of him, like laughing at him, throwing a fit. But yeah, wouldn't change it. It's good stuff. So I'm glad you're able to be with her through that. And yeah.
I know she's tired of probably sitting on that chair. Let's let her.
I
know.
No, I'm so good.
Well, did you have any rapid fire questions for her?
Sure. Let's see what we got down here. Okay. Rapid fire segment. You ready?
Yeah. So these are quick. You don't have to think about it. Not a long answer if you don't want to. Or if you do, that's fine.
Okay. Go to hospital snack or craving.
Oh, dang, that's a good one. Those dark chocolate granola bars.
Okay. Yeah. I know.
Those are good.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Funniest thing a nurse or doctor has ever said to you?
I think not said, but do. I think it's funny. I do it on purpose sometimes. When nurses do like those all check things when they first see you. Yeah, and they like pull up the blanket and they see me without legs and they kind of just stop for a little bit. Yeah, because they don't know yet. But yeah, I think that's pretty funny.
You got to come up with something like, you'd be like,
you need to like,
what are you doing?
When they lift the blanket, you need to just go, ah.
That's what you need.
I'll try that next time.
See what happens.
Funny.
Hopefully there's not a next time. Hopefully you're done with that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Is there any other good ones?
Are there any shows you binge watched?
Ooh.
Like while you're in your hospital stays?
Dang, that's all we have to do.
Yeah, I've watched.
Love Island. I'm a reality TV girl.
No.
Okay. I've watched a few of those episodes. Yeah.
So have you made any cancer purchases? I call them cancer purchases, meaning like it didn't matter how much it cost because obviously you had cancer.
Or just something, even if it didn't cost a lot.
Well, yeah, it's just at Kinsey, and she said, I bought a pair of fluffy shoes, and they were probably like $40. I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah. She asked for like some fluffy Crocs.
I was expecting some.
She's so funny.
Yes.
Coloring books. Just coloring books.
Really?
I've got into coloring, reading, Kindle. Nothing crazy.
No.
I've always felt bad for spending money when I had cancer. I was like, nobody spent money on me. Because I was used to being like,
yeah.
Why? What's yours?
I can't remember now. I bought a couple bags from Yeti. I went kind of wild.
Yeah. Like in his 30-day induction, he was like, this would be my cancer purchase. I was like, okay, whatever you want.
I know. I use cancer as the excuse too, huh?
All the time.
To get as much as stuff.
Yeah. I tried in stores. It doesn't work usually.
Me too. Yeah, like I'm going to a concert in October, finally. And I'm using my the accessibility part for cheaper tickets.
So. Do it. Yes.
Yes.
Always do it.
I haven't asked our doctors yet, like if and when I'm allowed to go anywhere. I don't know. Like I haven't been anywhere.
That's my problem. I can't stay still.
I'm
everywhere. Like,
yeah.
I don't like. I'm paranoid, so I'm just like,
he's too nervous.
I'm good.
Rides with me, like in the car. We went and got donuts the other day, and he rode with me.
Yeah, that's pretty lame, isn't it? You know, just like a dog. You know, I'm like your pet. Away from.
So you're home, like isolated.
We're in an apartment that we had to rent because our home is too far from here. But yeah, it's just me and her.
Yep.
That's
pacing back and forth on the couch.
She's hating it. Like low key, I can tell she's like, yeah, this is great. But then like 10 days later, you're like, yeah, you need to go somewhere.
Yeah, because they're like ups and downs. Like, because I'm a really good, like, have you heard of the Rat Girls? Have you heard of that? Okay, you'll have to look it up, TikTok it. But I kind of go back and forth. I could sit on the couch and rot for a good like 3 days.
but then she needs to
And
go.
then after that, I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
Like, I feel like the last couple of days I've been ready to go or just go somewhere. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take him on some longer walks. And you do sound like
go for a
that.
walk in the park. Yeah, it's how it
Okay.
was for my husband too. But I would send him to go play pickleball or get his energy out somehow. Because I mean, he's 24. He needs to run around and do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tell him to go out and, you know.
Yeah, we haven't ventured into pickleball yet, but he keeps saying he wants to try it.
Yeah. It's the best. You'll have to.
Okay, everyone says that it's amazing, so we've got to get to it. Okay, I got a couple more questions, and then I won't keep you long. Okay. All right. It says, what is there anything that made you laugh during treatment, like that you just recall, that just kind of stands out to you,
or a funny moment?
What would yours be, Colton? Why don't you say yours? You had to think of one.
Me? Just my night nurses just went through hell with me, you know, like passing out and stuff, and they were real cool about it. So like, I had the one instance where like my blood was low and I didn't know it. And like, I'm kind of like you, I don't want help to the bathroom unless I absolutely need it.
You're talking about your induction round?
Yeah, I think
that time.
I think so.
Okay.
I got up real fast. Because I kind of had to rock out of that dang hospital bed. So I kind of got up fast in one motion. Then I went to the bathroom and it was so dark. Couldn't find the light. So I just went and sat down and peed like a real man.
And he was like, what?
But it is relevant because I got up, I sat down, and I got up, and then I sat down pretty fast. And so like I was like, uh-oh, something's wrong.
Yeah, and he was like, oh no, it was much more dramatic than he was like, not right.
I'm like falling
and
over.
he's like, Courtney, go get the nurse. And I was like, what? And this is like right after his induction round, so I'm learning too. And I'm like, I can't remember, what was it? Nurse Tori?
Tori, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Miss Tori.
Yeah, and I ended up like she was just the closest thing to me. So like,
and he's like holding her.
I just held on to her. And was like, okay, I'm passing out. She's like, you gonna be okay, baby. Yeah.
But I think what makes it funnier though, because it always makes me laugh when I think back to it. He was sweating a lot. Like during his induction round, he would go through, like he would sweat a lot and then cold, and his clothes would get soaked, and he was sick of changing clothes, so he just stayed in his underwear, with boxer briefs, and so it made it funnier because he's sitting on the side of the bed just holding this nurse, and he's basically all hands on his boxer briefs.
Yeah, she got to know me pretty well. I was
it just makes me laugh.
Yeah, it's funny.
I don't think I have anything other than the bed alarms. Those were the worst.
Oh, see, they didn't ever put them on me.
Oh, you lucky. I would have my husband sit down at the same time as me so that he can take my spot while I go by myself. Dangerous, but I just hated calling him over and over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I started figuring out how to work all the bed, the pumps and stuff.
Yeah, the pump.
I was like, me.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd work it?
Yeah, I would just like pause them, silence them. Yeah. I turned all the alarms off on the bed.
Yeah.
But they were never, I don't think, concerned about it. So
it worked.
Okay. And then what's this one say? Oh, okay. If you could FaceTime a celebrity, who would it be?
Dang, this is hard.
Or I guess it could just be like, what is a celebrity? Is that just someone famous? Be anyone, right?
Yeah, it could be sports. It could be entertainment.
I'm just going to go with like my celebrity growing up. My favorite one was always Nick Jonas.
Okay, that's a good one.
I would say him.
Oh,
he really would be cool.
Yeah.
All of them would be. Me?
Yeah.
Like right now? If I could, I don't know. Like I've like had this epiphany. What is the thing? I need the word. Like
revelation.
Revelation. I like that. The famous people don't impress me really. Like they are just humans, like human beings that we have found a way to idolize, and they're gonna live and die just like the rest of us, But so like it's not that big of a deal to me. I probably wouldn't like fangirl like you do over celebrities. She saw John Mayer one time, and it was just like it's embarrassing. It was
crazy.
Yeah. I got a video.
Apparently,
of it.
I had like an out of body
It
experience.
was
I don't know.
wild. Like she's like, she would have left me right there and married him right there. Like it would have been, she was in love. It was hilarious.
That was like a full circle moment.
I was like it was like one of those Backstreet Boy type things, you know.
You know who I would also want to meet? Snooki from Jersey Shore.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
I've
Yeah.
always been obsessed with her. I don't know what it is. She's just so funny.
Okay.
Probably
We're going to have to find her
It'd be
and
sports
tag
for
her.
me. Maybe Steph Curry would be cool, I think, or Josh Allen or CeeDee Lamb, some sports.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. You know what? I like Dave Portnoy. I love pizza.
Yeah, that is.
You don't know who El Presidente is? Come on, man.
I didn't know until
it's probably more of a guy thing.
he introduced me. What's the?
He does the Barstool. He owns Barstool Sports. And he goes every day and tests out some pizzas in like New York, all the famous pizzas, and he rates them. And I think that's cool. I'd like to go do that with him. That'd be cool.
I think currently I would want to sit down and chat with Justin Bieber because he's posted some crazy stuff lately.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Live, bro.
Haley Bieber. I would love to meet her.
Like loving his new music, but every time he posts something, I'm just like,
what do you do?
I'm confused a little bit about like I love the music too, but I'm confused on what's going on.
Yeah.
You know you're in your underwear, right?
Yeah, he posted something like he was
and it's not flattering.
in his undies, and I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's not like it. I mean, no offense, it just didn't look that great. Wasn't the most flattering photo, I don't believe. It looked like your kids. You know, it looked like your kids that went out in the water hose all day, you know?
Yeah.
Or at least ours do. They did. I'd hate to see it now. Oh, God.
Well, I know we've kept you for a while.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And I've just really enjoyed talking to you. Yeah. I purposely did not. I tend to like know more about our guests than Colton does.
Mm-hmm.
And I purposely for this one, I did not look into you much because I wanted to hear it from you because Colton had just kept saying, look, she's got an amazing story. I don't know all the details, but it's amazing. So I was like, I'm going to just wait. And I'm so glad I did. And I'm glad that I heard it from you. And thank you for sharing. And I'm sure that, it's not easy, always going back to those things. But like Colton said, you're strong. I feel like that's not even a good enough a word to use. Inspirational doesn't even feel good enough. Just your story is insane and amazing. And it truly is a miracle. I know you said, you had said something prior. You were like, maybe I will be a miracle and walk again, but it may be difficult, but you are walking again. And, I think in the beginning of the conversation, not to just keep blabbing, but something, you and Colton said, we don't want to speak things into existence, but we both have faith and only God can speak things into his existence. And I think that you're moving in your faith. And that's the best thing that you can do right now. You are, the actions to those words. So keep doing it.
And we do pray. We do pray for you. I know some people say, I'm praying for you, but we do. We pray for you. We pray for Kenzie. We pray for a group of people that we have just have connected with. And I know it's not a massive circle, but I will say I've had a lot of people reach out with AML who've listened to the podcast or found us through TikTok or whatever. And so your story, I guarantee, is going to resonate with some people. And I'm going to tell you, through those connections, some of them just didn't want to interview and stuff quite yet. We've talked to some people that had some very close encounters and scary, more intense. And they're in, post-transplant year, 2 years, and they're thriving. So, don't let your past diagnosis, determine how you're going to feel, because there's people out here doing it. And, you are one of those people. So we care about you. Yeah, I was going to say, we love you. We love everybody, but we love you. We care for your family. We're praying for you. And just let us know if you need anything. And thank you for being on here.
Yeah.